the early days of the Galactic Empire, the Sith Lord Darth Vader was a mysterious figure to everyone. Clad in black armor, most didn't know whether he was a man, a droid, or some combination of both like General Grievous. Vader seemed to appear out of nowhere, and while a few knew that he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, even fewer knew that he was once the Jedi Anakin Skywalker, turned to the dark side during the final hours of the Clone Wars by the newly crowned Emperor Palpatine. As the Empire was built around him, Vader immediately devoted himself to serving his master, acting as an enforcer and an executioner when called upon. But when Vader first appeared, many Imperials had no idea who he answered to or what his purpose was, which led to confusion and often violence. Vader's official introduction to the Galactic Empire and its leaders was incredibly interesting in Star Wars canon, having occurred after a group of Imperial officers attempted to orchestrate his assassination. When Vader first appeared, many Imperial officers resented him immediately due to him arriving out of nowhere and how he appeared to directly serve the Emperor, meaning he held rank above the rest of them. They also hated Vader's brutal and violent treatment of them, as he immediately became known for using the Force to choke any officers that irritated or failed him. This led to an elaborate scheme between two officers who did not understand Vader or his place in the Empire, so they tried to have him killed. This plot first came to Vader's attention when he and the Ninth Sister traveled to the planet Cabaria to investigate reports of a Force user engaging in a bar fight. When Vader entered the bar and demanded information on the supposed Jedi that was spotted, he was immediately attacked by bounty hunters. Using a traction rifle, one of them managed to destroy the hilt of Vader's new Sith lightsaber, which he had recently taken from the Jedi Karakin Phila. When Vader proved too powerful in the Force, the bounty hunters attempted to flee on a speeder bike, but Vader managed to catch them and interrogate them for information on who hired them to kill him. The hunters claimed that they had received the bounty as an anonymous job on the Hunter Net, and they only took it because the pay was so high. Vader held the hunter's daughter as a threat, and they offered to slice into the network to see who placed the job offer in exchange for their daughter's survival. They discovered that the bounty was supposedly placed from the Republic Executive Building at the top, meaning it was likely placed by the Emperor himself. Returning to Coruscant, Vader constructed a new lightsaber hilt aboard his ship and had his droid run an analysis, confirming that the kill contract was sent from the highest levels of the Executive Building and was most likely sent from Palpatine's offices. When Vader and the Ninth Sister dropped out of hyperspace, their ship was targeted by Coruscant's security systems and they were attacked by missiles, but Vader was able to destroy them and crash land the ship on the surface of the city planet. Inside the former Jedi Temple, Vader confronted the Emperor, informing him of how he was attacked on Cabaria, and he asked his master if he had ordered the attack. Palpatine took Vader's new lightsaber and held the red blade up to his neck, and said that he would not require such methods if he did want to kill Vader. Palpatine was not interested in discovering who the assassins were, but he gave Vader permission to conduct his own investigation if he wanted to discover the truth. Vader spent time meditating in the Force, and he realized that an Imperial officer had to be behind the attacks, so he reported back to Palpatine. Vader said he was certain that specific officers wanted him dead because they did not understand who he was or the power he held. He demanded that there be consequences, and told the Emperor that either he would kill some of the officers or he would kill them all. Palpatine agreed but forbade Vader from killing Tarkin, saying that he had need of him. Later, the two of them addressed the elite officers of the Imperial military, and Palpatine said it was time to eliminate any confusion about the Imperial hierarchy. He introduced Lord Vader to them, stating that Vader spoke with his voice, and a command from Vader was like a command from him. Then Vader stepped forward and called the names of 5 officers at random. He said that there had been 2 attempts made against his life, with evidence pointing to a conspiracy within the Imperial Officer Corps. Vader said that he would always survive no matter what, so the assassination attempts meant nothing. But he said that the 5 officers chosen at random would not survive, and he choked them to death with the Force for everyone to see. Later, in his chambers, Vader meditated within the dark side, and he could perceive blue flickers of light that manifested as butterflies within the Force, which he knew were the parts of Anakin that remained inside of him. In his anger, he shattered the window that he sat in front of and continued his dark meditations. So, the 2017 Vader comic series is my favorite Star Wars comic ever. I am a big fan of the Legends book Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader, which basically covers the same time period in Legends, but honestly, while I love that book, I think I enjoy this 2017 Vader comic series that is canon way more. This story specifically I find very interesting because I think that's something that gets kind of glossed over a lot. It's something that most people probably never really thought of, is how the Empire and Imperials reacted to Vader just popping up out of nowhere. Because we know that in Revenge of the Sith, he was Vader for like a day without the armor, and really the only people who knew that were Palpatine, Masamida, maybe Sly Moore, and the 501st that stormed the Jedi Temple with Vader during Operation Nightfall. But then he loses to Obi-Wan on Mustafar and he gets put into the armor immediately, so then he just shows up as this cyborg warrior. All the Imperials have no idea who he is, where he came from, what his rank is. And I did just make a video talking about what was Darth Vader's rank in canon, what was his role in the Empire, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. This video could be considered like a little follow-up to that. But anyway, this comic does a great job of showing Vader's very first interactions with people in the Empire as he goes on these early missions, and they don't really respect him. They talk to him kind of crazy for what we're used to seeing in the original trilogy, how everyone listens to Vader and he'll choke them out if they fail him. In the comic, in the very early days, they're telling him, like, I don't even know who you are, you're here as a courtesy, the Emperor said that you have to be here, so I'm letting you be here, stuff like that. And Vader has to quickly let them know what's up, who he is, and he starts to choke them out and get violent immediately. And that's what leads to this plot of the officers trying to assassinate him. So I always found this story to be really interesting. Like I said, I love this comic, so I think I'm going to go through the entire 2017 series and look for any stories that I haven't covered already, just because I think that there are some great canon Vader stories that not everyone might know about. You know, most people don't read the comics and the books. That's why I love to make these videos. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, may the Force be with you.